Hey everyone, welcome to the Peaceful Disturbance. We got a pretty cool episode tonight. My good friend Kim Lockett, she'll be coming on in a few minutes. She'll be talking about her battle with autoimmune disorder. I know a lot of people around the world are affected by these particular disorders, and she's going to come on and talk about how she battles her issue with autoimmune disorder every day. So, looking forward to that. Appreciate if everyone you could like and subscribe to the channel. They get my followers up. I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to having Kim on. She's a very interesting lady. I met Kim a few years ago. Wonderful person. I'm sure you all going to enjoy her. So, yeah, please, if you, and who's ever in tuning in right now, please feel free to put some questions up, put your comments in. I'll try to tap in with them as we're talking. Um, so if I don't get to them right away, please, I'll get to them. So be patient with me while we discuss um, how we have a conversation. But I will make sure that I post a comment and whatever questions you have for Kim. I'll definitely get them to her. So, yeah, but before we get started, I had did some uh, research in preparing for um, autoimmune disorders and diseases, and it affects quite a bit of people, not only in America but around the world. So I was startled by the numbers when I was doing my research on it, but I'll get into that more when Kim gets on. But um, we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about nutrition aspect. We're going to talk about um, some kind of uh, yeah, okay, yeah. But we're going to talk about the nutrition aspect. We're also going to get into alternative medicine. I'm sorry, I had a delay on my feed right there. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited about it. Again, I'm a few minutes early. She should be on in a minute. So until then, um, I'm also going to feed into or talk about some of the daily struggles that a lot of people go through when dealing with autoimmune disorders and diseases. Um, we're going to touch on also if anybody who's watching has any support groups that they want to post during the show, please put them on. Please feel free if you have any information you want to share. Is more than welcome. So please do that. If anybody has had their own problems with autoimmune disorders and diseases, please put them in there. And what'd you go through? How'd you feel? Some of the steps that you take on a daily basis to feel better. Um, Again, this affects a whole lot of people in the world. So any information or any feedback that we can get um, would be really appreciated. Um, I know that I was reading about several, celebrity stars who actually deal with autoimmune disease as well. And I was, when you read about their testimony, you often don't realize what a lot of them go through just to even get up in the morning, just to function, just to go to work, take care of kids, taking care of family, and things like that. And it's quite a grind emotionally, um, physically. So I know we're gonna lock in with Kim and talk about that as well. So again, it's about 7 now, so she should be coming in any minute. Um, so yeah, so I see some people are in already. Um, So I'm hoping that I'll keep your interest as the episode goes on. I promised Kim that I wouldn't have her on too long, um, because a lot of times you can, even as a podcaster, you don't want to be too long-winded and what you're talking about, and but you want to make sure that you get the information out so it can help people um, who are dealing with it. Um, Again, when I was doing my research, she says she's trying to get in right now. So let me see. She's trying to get in. She's having a little problem trying to get up on the screen. I don't see her right now. Um, Want to see. So give me a second while I help Kim um, get her connection straight. So everyone, just bear with me for a second. Uh, yeah, I'm just helping her. So I appreciate y'all. I really do. Every from time to time, this may happen. As far as when guests come on via the app that we use for our particular podcast. So hopefully, she will get it straight in a minute. And but again, until she gets it straight, once again, I see more people coming in. Please, um, she says she can hear you. Are you? She can hear me. Um, but yeah, in the meantime, I'm still trying to walk her through it. But in the meantime, if anybody's on, if you have dealt with any of the issues as far as autoimmune disease and disorder, please put them in the comments, and we'll try to get to them. Because quite a few more people have logged in or have come on since I started a few minutes ago. So please be patient with me. I got Kim really trying hard to get in here, and we're gonna make sure she gets in. And so just hang with me for a second because I really don't want to have her not being able to connect in. So she said she's trying. Give her a second. We're gonna get it straight. Well, I can see her trying. She can actually hear me, but what it is that her camera feed is not coming on. So that's the only thing we're working on. Um, so hopefully she can get it straight within a minute or so, a couple minutes, whatever. I am I am on, but for some reason cannot see me. Hmm. She said she can hear me, but she cannot. I can't see her. We're gonna get it straight. I appreciate everyone showing patience while we try to get this straight. And there's no way that I can get off and see what she's doing. I don't want to log out because I don't want to lose everybody that's watching right now. Um, so I'm going to try to do it with her. Okay, she's retrying now, so we're going to check it out. I appreciate everybody staying on. As I stated in the beginning of the show, it's a very important subject, and I know a lot of people around the world, would benefit from the information that Kim may have as far as autoimmune disease and disorders. So I'm looking forward to having her um, talk about it. So here she is. That Kim may have.
Good Lord, I'm here.
How you doing? Looking forward to having her.
Let me take this off. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me finally?
Yep. You sound great. How you doing?
I don't know what was
Nope.
happening there, but I'm here, loud as ever.
Nope, it's all good. I appreciate you coming on.
No problem. Thank you for asking me to do this. Hi, everybody who was so patient and waited for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I started, and we got even more people coming on, Kim. Now, before we get started, let everyone know just a little about you and where you're from.
So my name is Kim. I'm sitting here with my brother. He is staring at me. So you want to come say hi, so then you can go. My name is Kim Lockett. I am. You gonna say hi?
Yeah, hi. How y'all doing?
They can't see you. Yep. My name is Kim Lockett.
Hi.
Okay. So, yeah. My name is Kim Lockett. I'm born and raised in Washington, D.C. Been here my entire life. Went to college in North Carolina. Lived in Florida for a couple of months. My dad was in the military, so we traveled. We lived in Germany. We lived in Hawaii. But I've been in D.C. most of my life. I'm a native Washingtonian, proud to say. So yeah, been here my entire life except going to school. A&T Aggie Pride.
Yeah. Now, Kim, I saw a lot of your posts over the years, and I was telling the people before you got on, I thought it was an interesting, not only subject, but your testimony and what you go through as far as your autoimmune disease and disorder. When did you first realize that your body was something that was going on with your body?
So I actually had a problem when I was in college. So most people who remember me from college, they remember me being on crutches the entire time. But back then, they couldn't really figure out what was wrong with me. So, they can't figure it out. They just stick a cast on you. And so, but yeah, I had problems back then. They weren't as proficient with autoimmune diseases as they are right now. So yeah, it started back then. And I think I was 19, the first real issue I had. I woke up one morning, my ankle was swollen, and I went to the emergency room, and they were like, "Oh, you just sprained your ankle. And I was like, "Don't you don't you feel that when that happens? Don't you remember doing that?" And they were like, "We don't know." So they just put ice on it and sent me home.
Wow, I didn't know until I was doing the research for this episode. I didn't know that it was over. I mean, it varies depending on what publication you look at. upwards of like 40 to 50 million people just in America alone who deal with this issue. When did you realize that not only were you having issues, but it became a daily struggle and you just knew something was not right?
So I pretty much have been dealing with inflammation, stuff swelling up, excuse me, for no reason.
Mhm,
Like I said, since I was about 19. But back in 2015, my sister, who I was my, best friend,
mhm,
she was diagnosed with leukemia and she passed away. And so shortly after that, I think she passed away in March, I believe it was February or March. In May, I was at a graduation, and I just remember not being able to get up out the chair. And I remember Dave's brother saying, "Are you okay, sis?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I can't really get up though, but I just couldn't get up out the chair." And I had
mhm,
been seeing a rheumatologist anyway. And
mhm,
so he retired. I had to go to another one, and she did a thorough test, and she found out that I have a gene that I was born with um, that causes this one particular autoimmune disease. And I remember reading about it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And it. I started waking up in the mornings feeling like I needed to do some yoga because I thought I need to start stretching. I'm so stiff. I'm in so much pain in the mornings, and I just remember coming home. I was just so um like I just felt like somebody had just beat me down. And
mhm.
I remember Dave saying to me, we're gonna deal with it, but you gotta get up. We're not gonna like sulk. You gotta get up and do something about it. And then I found a support group on Facebook, and I found
Mhm.
this lady in Australia. And to this day, we're real. She's a huge supporter. She's given me so much information. Um, and let me just say, like, I have
Mhm.
friends that are like, "Why are you, telling everybody everything?" And I get a ton of people who send me messages
Mhm.
telling me that and it's a lot of guys too. I guess, men are supposed to be strong, so they don't want to say anything about it. But telling me that they're, struggling as well. And do I have any advice or guidance for them? And we're all in this together. I'm not
Okay.
perfect. The myth is that sometimes because I have my best friend's cousin, she has one, because it's not common to just have one. Like, if you have one autoimmune disease, you end up getting others
Right.
too. And so his cousin is like drop dead gorgeous, and
Mhm.
she's we talk about the struggles, because sometimes people look at you and they're like, well, it doesn't look like it's anything wrong with you.
Right.
They don't understand the daily struggles that we have. And I have another friend who has another one of the autoimmune issues I've been diagnosed with. I don't want to say I have it because I
Mhm.
speak it into existence, but
Yes, ma'am.
he's constantly doing stuff. It's like I look
Mhm.
at him and I'm like, oh my God, I want to be like you when I grow up. And
Mhm.
so it's a constant struggle, but I've had struggles my entire life, so I'm here for it. There's
You know,
times I'm down,
mhm.
but yeah, I'm here for it.
And you know what? It's crazy you brought that up because again, when I, trying to do my due diligence and, talking about this on this episode, I noticed that there were a lot of support groups on Facebook. And
Mhm.
as you scroll down, it was pretty much what you were saying, how people would just seem to uplift other people.
Mhm.
Now, having been going through this whole process, were there other people, especially like your close? Now I know how close your friends are. How
Mhm.
have they treated you on this journey to, wellness and to get better and try to feel better each day?
Oh, they've been awesome. Like,
Mhm,
I have to say, I have a great village around me. I
mhm,
have a great support system. They have been awesome. They're always supportive. They understand when I don't want to go somewhere or I don't feel like doing something.
mhm,
Um, but segueing into the changes I've had to make, cut a lot of people out in my life. Like I've backed away from a ton of people because one thing I learned is stress is really, really, really important. Like there's some stress we have to have, like at work and stuff. Like we can't really, but there are other stresses that you gotta back away from. I don't care how long I've known you, family, not family, whatever. It's like I can't deal with it. It's just, I've had a ton of losses in my life. I've always talked about how I lost my mother, my father, and my sister to cancer. And then after my sister passed, I think it triggered this, I think I was born with the gene, but I think because of the trauma of losing her, I was just like really stressed out. And, it's either I get up and walk, I get up and move, or deal with people's nonsense. And I choose to have a happy, peaceful, small circle, kind of quiet, but fun, for me, life. So yeah, but my friends have been very supportive. I can say I'm blessed. I really am.
Yeah, and we've talked before, and I know how close you and your friends are. So I made sure that I mentioned them because I know if I didn't, they'd be on me quick. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Kim's friends and let them know I know that they have your back. You had mentioned like taking yoga previously. Were there any other methods as far as yoga or hydrotherapy or things of that nature that you also tried to do to help you feel better?
So I'm gonna say this. I'm probably gonna get in trouble. I'm not a yoga fan at all.
Yeah.
So I took Pilates. My friend Lisa, I think she's on here. We have a wonderful, I'm always talking about this hiking group I belong to. It's like 100 women. We hike, we get massages, we fellowship. It's a wonderful group of women. And we go hiking every year. I was taking Pilates with her, and I was doing water aerobics with her. Like I have friends who are trainers, who are fitness. My girlfriend Erica, my friend Walter, like they're all fitness trainers.
Right.
And I get guidance from them, even though I don't train with them anymore. If I call them and ask them a question, they'll answer my question. But the reason I chose to do this without a trainer on my own is because I have to be able to maintain it. So I've been in programs before where I lost, like I was in one program last year where I lost 16 pounds in 8 weeks, right?
Wow.
I couldn't wait to eat.
Right.
Like I could not wait to eat some food. I was like, oh my God, when this is over, I'm going to eat. And so, I'm eating, I'm eating healthy food. I'm losing like 2 to 3 pounds a week. And so I'm okay with, losing 2 to 3 pounds a week. I'm going to get to my goal because I'm really determined. I just turned 56 and I don't feel like I am, old enough to be sitting around feeling sorry for myself. And I'm not made up like that anyway, right? I'm just, I'm a fighter. So I'm determined. I'm going to get it off. I'm going to stay the course. For the most part, I eat healthy. I've always really eaten healthy. I have my moments where, I'm going to go to the Amish bar and give you a donut.
Right.
But I try to eat healthy for the most part. I always have. My issue is movement. That's the thing that I have. Because when you have an autoimmune disease, the last thing you want to do is some squats.
Right.
Knees are hurting. But there are other things that you can do. So, you have to take the initiative. The other thing I learned, like I have friends who are into like natural health and stuff. They don't really understand what the struggle is, because I do both. But this is my body. Like I'm the one who turns over in the morning and can barely get out the bed every single morning. So I have to do what is best for my body. Like I do a ton of natural stuff, but I also listen to my doctors. I listen to the advice and the guidance from my doctors. I'm on a biologic. I have to give myself a shot every 2 weeks. And there are things that I just have to do. I had an issue recently, and one of my Achilles they told me I had Achilles tendonitis.
Okay.
And so that's really painful. If you've ever had it, you know that that's really painful. So it had gotten better. I went to physical therapy and I had a wonderful physical therapist. It had gotten better, but then it came back. And then it came back in the other foot too. And I'm like, what is happening? So, you know, I got online. My doctor told me that I should see a podiatrist. Hey, LaShavier. Hey, Lisa. Got online and I found I always look at the ratings for everything I do. And I found a podiatrist who was excellent. And I had, excuse me, she gave me a treatment. I had the first one last week. It was extremely painful. It was expensive. You know, it's not paid for by insurance. But as soon as I put my foot down as soon as I got off the table, I was like, oh my God, I feel like it worked.
Right.
You know, so I have to have a couple of more treatments, but you know, you got to take the initiative. One of my, somebody I know, sent me a message on Facebook last week saying that her doctor wouldn't give her this particular medicine. And what did I think she should do? I said, find another doctor because I will go through them to get what I feel like I need. I know my body, you know, I listen to doctors, but I know my body. So you know, I have to take the initiative to do it.
And Kim, you had mentioned a couple of minutes ago, and you kind of, one of the questions I had for you was the alternative medicine and or herbs or things of that nature. Do you kind of believe in that kind of stuff, or does it help you in any way?
Like I still make turmeric shots. Somebody was telling me that I should post them, but I still make thank you, Lisa. I still make turmeric shots and I still take those. I do a lot of vegetables now. Like sometimes that's my entire meal. I think that's what's helping to bring me down. But I do protein also. So yeah, I read a lot, read up. I'm always Googling stuff. I read up one at a time. And yeah, my goal is to just,
You know, it's crazy. I have a good friend, Essay. I'll give a shout out to Essay. I know he's listening, and I was telling him about me having you on, and he had mentioned, because he's really big into herbs and things of that nature, and he's the one that actually wanted me to ask you that question because he's, you know, a really healthy guy, and I said I would make sure that I would ask. I thought it was a great question because a lot of people may not even know about that, right?
No, it's true. It is 100% true. And the reason why, like the beginning of the year, I got on, like I was feeling so bad, like during the holidays. I remember I cooked all this food for Thanksgiving, and everybody was waiting. They were, they ate, and I was sitting on the floor. And the key is to know your body, LaShavier. It really is. And I remember I was embarrassed. Nothing really embarrasses me because I say anything out of my mouth. You know that.
That's right.
But I was slightly embarrassed because Dave had to help me up off the floor.
Sure.
And so I just remember saying, and his sister was here, and I remember telling her, I was like, this is like I'm working on getting myself together. I am. Thank you, Lawrence. Appreciate you. I just remember saying that. And so I was like, I need help. Like, I don't, to your point about your friend with the herbs, any advice and any guidance anybody has, I'm going to take it in. I'm not one of those people, I always say people like my food, but I'm not a chef. I went to school for electrical engineering, and there's Bernita. Thank you, Bernita. For electrical engineering, I'm not a gardener. Any guidance or advice people have for me, I always take it. And that's why, me posting like on social media, any guidance that people have in the comments, I'm always open for it. So,
and I think that's the key. Well, we're going to use your moniker. This is one of the keys to Kim tonight, because as I stated in the beginning of the episode, is that this is a episode where you shouldn't be ashamed of it. People go through this and they need support, they need help. Whatever information that people can give is and Chronicles of Virgo podcast says yes, it takes a community. Um,
It does.
yeah. So you had mentioned your Arizona trip.
Right.
Talk more about that Arizona trip and what that means to you.
So Lisa Lofty, Lobo Fitness, the Chaviar is one of our, one of our sisters. It's a group, like I said, it's a group of women. And I was telling somebody, they were like, I don't want to go by myself. And I was like, you're never going to be by yourself, because the minute you get there, like not even on the trip,
Right.
there's Lisa right there. There's Lobo Fitness right there. As soon as you get to the airport, you are officially a part of the family, and we're standing around the airport talking to each other, half asleep though. But we get on the plane, and it's you can't find a better group of warm. So I mean, that many women, like you know what I'm saying? It's like it's hard to believe you can get 103, 93, 60.
Wow.
Women together, we all get along. You don't have to hike. There's fitness classes, there's massages, there's other classes. We have a doctor who's a therapist who comes in and talks to the group. Yes, we are all loving on self and that is so true. That's what we do. And I mean, I look for some of these ladies don't live in this area, and then some of them are in Baltimore. I only see them once a year, but I look forward to seeing them every single year. It's just it's a wonderful group. And we hike. I went to Zion one year. I was so proud of that. I don't know if I can do that right now, but that's a 8-9-mile hike.
Right.
And I'm definitely going to hike, this year a couple of times.
And you know what? That's incredible. And that's one of the things that, I knew that you would share, because I knew you were going to have little tidbits for people. And please, Lobo Fitness, La Chavier, if you guys have any information, please put in the comments, and, maybe it can help someone else, or, who they can talk to, whatever fitness methods you have, where they can come for fitness, whatever you got, throw it in the comments and I'll be sure to share it. I would be remiss if I did not mention KeysToKim. Now, a lot of people may not know, Kim is an excellent cook. And before we get into some of the things that you make and, your brand, as far as your health and what you take in your body now, has that changed over the years, and what you eat from what you used to eat?
I definitely changed. It has definitely changed. So one of my friends who I love was saying that she was talking about Popeyes, and she was like, "Yuck, who eats that?" And I was like, I eat Popeyes. I don't eat it often. I probably eat it like maybe once or twice a year. The other thing that I feel is important for me, this might not be important for everybody, but I try not to deprive myself. But the majority of my food now is healthy. So my girlfriend was talking about Popeyes, and she was saying how they never show anything green on that plate in the commercials. And it's
right. That's true. Right.
Me until she said that, and I was like, "Oh, that's true."
Right.
I don't eat it that often, but I am a lot more intentional now about what I put into my body. Like my brother wanted some chicken and sausage gumbo, because he never gets to eat my gumbo. Everybody loves it because he doesn't eat seafood. So I made some for his birthday. I just had a little bit this weekend, and I didn't even really, I didn't really want it. My struggle is cappuccino. Like,
oh man,
oat milk, and I'm like, no, you can't have it. You got to wait till the weekend.
Right.
Get one on Saturday, and call it a day. But yeah, I'm just a lot more intentional about the stuff that I put in my body. I eat a lot more vegetables. I made some bok choy mushroom soup that was really good today. I'll have to share the recipe. But yeah, I'm just I really am just trying to do better. Like it's a struggle. I know a lot of people are out here struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And, I have friends who have done, like weight loss surgery. And, I
Mm-hmm.
know some folks that are, taking, injections for weight. I don't judge anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not sitting back saying, I just choose to do it this way right now. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying I won't do it if it doesn't work, but
Mm-hmm.
right now I'm trying to do it in a way. I don't really want to do something that I have enough health issues. I
Sure.
don't know what side effects are going to come along with stuff. And I just, it was an option. But I don't want to do anything that's going to cause me to have anything, any more health issues because I already have a ton of those.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And you know what a lot of us can sympathize with is not only um, people who deal with autoimmune disease, but not only that, but you're also dealing with the outside world. So when you leave your house, you're not feeling good. Then
mhm,
you go outside in the world right now, just pulling people. Seems like they're pulling people apart. And you kind of need a buffer. And I think this is a buffer. I think there's a way that people of all colors, races, whatever you want,
yeah,
genders, whatever, can get
yeah,
together and talk about and be positive about something that everyone is dealing with, which has no racial color
no,
line, no nothing. So I
no.
think it's great.
And,
Um,
and I
mhm.
wore it short on purpose.
Uh-huh.
God don't make no mistakes.
That's right. That's
I
right.
wore it on purpose
That's
because
right.
I do feel like that. But
Right.
I know I keep talking about the stress factor, but it's
Mm-hmm.
really, really important to um, definitely have to find balance in what works for you.
Mm-hmm.
100%. That is so true. Um, but I just feel like being at peace with
Mm-hmm.
whatever situation.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. We're going to get back to the salads real
Yes,
soon.
we are.
Thank you, though.
Right.
Um, but I just think whatever works for you. Like people come in my house now and they're like, "Oh, it's so quiet." And I remember my niece. Thank you, Lashavia.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. I remember my niece at Christmas saying, "Where's everybody at?" We've cut all of that stuff back. It's like it's too much work.
Mm-hmm.
We end up spending a ton of money. And I feel like, I'm 56 now, so I really just want small groups. I want a small, tight circle, which is what I feel like I have now. And if I can still help people,
Mm-hmm.
I made gumbo for my brother this weekend. I made another dinner for somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
that I know who's having some health issues. I roasted a
Sure.
chicken for her this weekend. I'm still doing, a lot of the same things that I have been doing. It's just that I have prioritized my health.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yes, it's are. Doesn't.
That's awesome. Now, we may differ on a small, tight circle because I know a lot of people love you. So I think your small circle is probably like 1,000 people, but at least it seems that way. You have a whole lot of support. You've always had that.
So I know a lot of people. I have
Mm-hmm.
learned probably in the last couple of
Mm-hmm.
years that I'm gonna be positive,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I've learned that you know, every everybody is not necessarily in your corner.
Right.
Thank you, Cassandra. That's the baby of the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I just, you know, I try to do as much as I can to protect myself. I'm a lot more guarded than I used to be. Like I don't interact with a ton of people and I'm not unhappy about it. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I have a really tight, small group of friends that I deal with on a regular basis. And I'm not like I'm not one of these kinds of people that has to say, oh, I have a lot of friends, or I'm just not. That's just not. I
Mm-hmm.
want genuine friendships. I want genuine relationships. I'm in a happy relationship. Um, I have a lot of support, and it's really important because there are days when, I I just cry. I cry, and I'll call one of my friends, and I'll just start crying. It's a struggle day, because like I said, I wake up every morning, and one of my friends told me he's like a brother to me, who has one of the autoimmune issues I have. He said that his dad had it. He said that his dad said, if you wake up and you're not in pain, you're probably not alive. So that's just
Good point.
yeah,
Wow.
that's
Yeah.
the struggle that we deal with. We went to the movies yesterday. And like I said, I'm not really embarrassed about a lot, but we came down the steps, and I had to go to the bathroom, and I was, it took me a minute to get down the steps, because people that have autoimmune diseases, when we sit for a long period of time, we are stiff.
Okay.
But you can come get Dominic anytime and walk him. But the longer you sit, and another struggle is, I have a pretty intense job, so a lot of times I'm sitting in a chair for hours with the camera on, and that I decided that I'm going to start putting my sneakers on during the day, and when I get a break, I'm gonna try to run up and down the steps 2 times. So I'm just really doing the best that I can.
Yeah. And I know you hold your friends really close to you. What about your immediate neighbors in your neighborhood? How's that relationship been, and have they helped you in your journey to wellness?
So I grew up in DC. So I grew up in the house that I currently reside in. My dad we were born in Walter Reed. My dad, like I said, was in the military. And so I watched the transition, the shift with regards to, African American people in the city versus, white people being predominantly in the neighborhood that I live in anyway. And so on our street, we always talk about our street being a family. As a matter of fact, the little brother that I want to talk also before we get off, he is, he has an autoimmune issue too, but I've known him since, he was born, and he, would come and look out for my brother. I have a special needs brother for people who don't, know. But we've always been like a family. And I think we're blessed on this street. Yes, gentrification. Yep. But I think we're blessed on this street, and that the new neighbors are just like that. Like, they've come in and they see how we are, and we have a big block party every year. We text each other about stuff that's going on. They ask me for, plumbers. They know I've been here for a long time. So we're very close. And then I have a neighbor that's next door that I'm close with, and 2 doors down. And we walk. So we walk through the city. We walk 3 miles. We were doing it a lot when the weather was warmer, but we'll get back to it. So you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, Benita says she is surpassing all expectations. She's a true warrior right in front of us and fighting for a community right beside us. That's awesome.
She would
That's
know.
pretty awesome.
Does the same thing, but thank you, Bernita.
That's awesome. That's good to have, as you stated, great friends and, good neighbors as well. KeysToKim.
Okay, let's get back.
What was your inspiration for KeysToKim and producing KeysToKim?
So my inspiration was when I had friends to come over for parties and stuff, they would always be like, "Oh my God, this is so good! You should sell this. You should sell this. You should sell this." And then I thought about it. I really wanted to sell something that I felt was going to be really healthy. And so I love salads. I love salad dressings. I think that salads are underrated because salads can taste really good, you know, be really healthy at the same time. You don't have to have a ton of cheese and, stuff like that. And I just, wanted something where people could have a positive experience about vegetables and salad, because I love vegetables. I love salads, except peas and lima beans. I don't like those two.
Right.
You look at the bottles and you can tell what the ingredients are.
Right,
You can figure it out. And my salads are one thing, but also as a marinade, anybody who's on the call, anybody who is on the call, who will agree to roast the chicken using my honey garlic, I will give you a bottle for free just so you can see how good it is. It's really, really good. I'm not just saying that because it's mine.
Well, no, I ordered it. And see, I should be ashamed of myself because I haven't ordered it in a long time, but I ordered, I think, 2 or 3 bottles. So I'm going to make sure I order some this week. I'm going to make sure.
Okay, good.
But it was good. I'm going to tell you, it was great.
Good. And we have some other stuff that we're coming out with. Another issue with us has been, trying to stay consistent. I work full time and then my health is a struggle. So, trying to come out, everybody wants, thank you, Lakia.
Thank you, Lakia. That's cool. Yeah.
Lockett.
Yep. Yeah.
But we'll be doing pop-ups soon because people have been inquiring about it. Somebody was asking me about some stuff today. Yeah, honey garlic, jalapeno love, jalapeno plus. We have 2 new ones coming out, and we have some other new stuff that's coming out too. And I'm, we're trying to get into more vegan stuff. Another thing is I make things a million times before I have people spend their money on it. And I know that, cost is always an issue. The products that we, provide to our customers are, top notch. Like the next salad I was thinking about doing is going to be a steak salad, but it'll be like beef tenderloin or something like that, something that's really tender. Because again, salads can be really good. And the other thing about the KeysToKim and Healthy Living by Kim and stuff like that, the person who kind of like really helped me get started, and she's phenomenal too. But we were talking about healthy living doesn't necessarily mean being skinny. Healthy living means being happy, being able to enjoy, something, but just not overindulging on it. So, that's basically, we eat out back, excuse me, a lot in the summertime. Like we spend a lot of time in my garden. I'm a big gardener, so we spend a lot of time out there. But it's always about fresh food. It's about positive people. We have people over on Friday night sometime. We might talk politics. You got to come and hang out with us too. Dave might put some ribs on the grill.
I know that's right.
And his ribs are good, but I'm ribbed out. But we'll have salads and light candles, and the lights will be on. And it's just, I don't know. It's just a positive peace. That's what I yearn for at 56. I yearn for peace. That helps with the way I move. Like I worked out today, and I felt really good. Like people, people, who said that it was nonsense, but it's true. Like I felt amazing when I was done. Yes, I have to do what's best for me right now and try to help people on the side.
That's awesome. And I know, just like me, you want to, try to work out more. The hardest thing about working out is getting there or getting up to do. But once you get up or start doing it, I can attest if it makes you feel better, which not only me, but I know a lot of other people, need to do more exercise as well. As far as your KeysToKim and the production of it, do you ship?
I do. We ship.
Okay.
We ship.
Um,
We ship the
and
dressings. We can't ship salads, but we do ship dressings.
now where can they go, Kim? Because I put on here, go to KeysToKim on Instagram. Is that a good place for them to go to?
The website information is up there, but it's KeysToKim.com. That's the
Okay.
website where they can order. And we're probably going to do a pop-up in March, in early March, because I have to get ready for my hiking trip.
Right.
Early March, we'll do a pop-up with some salads. A shrimp pasta salad seems to be everybody's favorite.
Oh man.
Thing that everybody loves, but I'm gonna do a
Yeah.
green salad and then I'll do a vegan salad too. I'm
Mhm.
trying to do, people have been asking me to do vegan stuff, and then
Mhm.
I did it last pop up, and we only had like I think 4 orders of that salad. Everybody went straight to the other
Mhm.
salad. So we did an Italian salad and shrimp pasta salad, and then we did a kale salad and a vegan kale salad, which is my favorite salad right now.
Mhm.
Kale salad is my favorite salad right now.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome that even in you trying to improve your health and your journey, you allowing other people, friends and people you don't know, even with your products, to try to help them, stay healthy. You're wonderful.
No, you are wonderful, my brother. And I have to tell people how
Yeah.
we met. So
Hmm.
um I'm on a combat sports commission, which was the boxing commission. Now it's the combat sports commission for the District of Columbia. And I've been on there for a long time. And it's
Hmm.
actually time for me to
Hmm.
excuse me, move on. And I've said that this is going to be my last term.
Hmm.
Um as a commissioner, but it's been a wonderful
Hmm.
experience. I had an opportunity to meet so many wonderful people, such
Hmm.
as yourself, been kind from day one and very,
Hmm.
very supportive. You are a
Hmm.
wonderful human being.
I
Absolutely.
appreciate you. And we always call each other brother and sister, and that's exactly what you are to me. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you putting out the positive energy to people. I shared it on a few groups, so I know a lot of people who are watching, and I hope they take something from this and help them in their personal life. And is there anything you want to say before we go? Or
No, I do want to say one thing real quick, but I want to
Mhm.
check to see if Scotty is on. Scotty, are
Sure,
you here?
sure.
Are you here, Scotty? Because I know he wanted to kind of share his journey too. He's younger and he has
Okay,
some
sure.
issues too. I'll say this while we're waiting for him to
Mhm.
come on, and that is autoimmune disease. I wore this shirt, like I said, on purpose. God doesn't make any mistakes. And
Mhm. Mhm.
like I never thought, I asked my best friend, I said, did you ever think I would get I would be this size? And he said, no. He said, but I never thought you would have had the health struggles that you have had. And I feel like whatever happens
Mhm.
is supposed to happen,
Mm.
right? And it's up to us. And I feel like, my faith in God is very, very strong. And
Mm.
I think that when we're handed certain obstacles, like I said, I lost my mom, my father, and my sister, who was my
Mhm.
best friend by the time I was 48 years old. They all had cancer. And I
Mm.
was there to support all three of them.
Mm.
But think that I think that sometimes things happen so that
Mhm.
God wants to see how you're going to handle these things, right?
Mm.
And sometimes we think it's about us. I
Mhm.
remember, I remember thinking when my sister passed, it was the hardest thing I've ever gone through because my mother was older. My
Mhm.
mother was not that old. But my sister, the thing with my sister came out of nowhere. Like I
Mm.
really did not expect that. And I just remember asking God why. You don't question God, but I just remember saying, God,
Mm.
she's my best friend. I need her. I love her. She has 2 kids,
Mhm.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then I realized it wasn't about me. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? This was about my sister needing some rest and some
Sure.
peace, and
Sure.
God gave her that.
Mm.
And I think sometimes when things happen to us, we look at it as a negative and we're like, why is this happening to me? We don't know what the bigger picture is. And for whatever reason, I was diagnosed with these autoimmune issues.
Mhm.
For whatever reason, I have to deal with this pain on a daily basis. But like I said, God can't use you if you don't have a story. There you go.
There you
It's
go.
it's a test.
Good
It's
point.
a testimony. It
Good
is
point.
a test.
Mhm.
And for whatever reason, this is what's going on with me right now. But it's not going to stop me from losing this,
Mhm.
25 pounds I put on. It's not going to stop me from growing my business. It might grow at a slower pace because I have some struggles, but I'm determined I'm going to get to where I need to be. So if you ride along with me, you know,
Well, we here for it. Lawrence says he's
yeah,
on.
Scotty is
Okay.
on. Scotty, can you the first link I sent you, not the one I sent you yesterday. Can you get to that link? I'm gonna send it to you again.
Benita says we riding.
Yeah, she 100% is a ride or die. But
That's
like I
awesome.
said before, I'm blessed with the people that I have around me because
Mhm.
I only have those kinds of people around me right now.
Mhm.
I'm better off for it.
Yeah, and I appreciate all the people, especially in the beginning of the episode when we were trying to get things connected. Everybody stuck in here with us, and I appreciate you guys staying in and listening to Kim and her testimony and what she's been through. So I just
Mhm.
want to give y'all a shout out. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to jump on here more often because I want to hear when
Mhm.
y'all start talking about, sports, and
Yeah.
I would love to know what you guys talked about with regards to Baltimore because we were rooting for you
Mhm.
guys. We
Mhm.
really were. We were
All you
rooting.
gotta do is say you want to come on. You know that. You don't need no invitation. You can come
I
anytime
appreciate
you want to.
it. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I
Mhm.
I know that I worried
He's
about doing this interview though because I thought I was going to start crying, but I'm glad that I can have these conversations without,
mhm.
getting emotional because that
Yeah.
happens sometimes. So,
He said can you send the link on the chat on this chat? I don't know. Maybe make a comment.
let me see. Can
So
you
I
send
s-
the link on the chat? Oh, there it is. Okay, let me see. Hey Kim, can you send a link on this chat? All right, let me see if I
um
can. I think I can do that.
okay.
Join the chat.
Yeah. Looking forward to Scotty coming on. So
Yeah, he has a phenomenal story too. He
yeah,
really
yeah.
does. Okay, let me. There it is.
So I appreciate it. While you getting him, I'm gonna just go through all the people. Lobo Fitness, thanks for coming in. My cousin down in Birmingham, Alabama is watching. He said he loves the episode.
Okay. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. I
Uh,
appreciate that.
Benita, of course, she's been rolling through the whole
Okay.
episode. Lawrence Fox, Le Xavier,
Uh,
Le
exactly,
Xavier. She rolling with us tonight. Cassandra Lockett. Um,
baby.
yeah. Chronicles of Virgo podcast. Appreciate you coming in.
Love
Giving
it.
you giving you a shout out. So does he have a
I just sent it to him. The
okay.
comment has failed to post to the. I don't know. It won't let me post it.
I sent you one. I sent you one to your your inbox on Facebook, your messenger.
That's the one I just copied.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
letting me post that one. Lawrence, can you
Let me see.
let me try to text it to you, Lawrence, to see if I sent it to
That may
Scott.
work.
I can.
I sent it to your inbox on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get it, you may be able to send it that way. I don't know if
Okay, let me see if I can do it that way. I'm gonna text it to Lawrence first. Okay, let me see if I can.
T Adams says awesome show. Appreciate you, T. Um Lakia Lockett, my cousin Kim is awesome. So she'll be right back. She's just trying to get her friend Scotty on. So Brookhaven, appreciate you cuz for checking in. It's a great show. A lot of great comments, a lot of good feedback. Hopefully we can get them on connected. So if you want to hang with us for a second, till she gets it back on. Hey, he might be on right now. Let me see. Hey, Scotty.
Hey,
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How you doing, sir?
All right, man. Good to have you on, man.
I appreciate it. I really do.
I was trying to get Kim to come back on.
I'm here.
Oh, you're not showing up on the
Oh, I'm
on the
not.
feed. Let me see. There we go.
Yep. There's Scotty Boo.
Yay, how are you?
Oh, Scotty, you want to talk a little bit about your journey with your autoimmune?
Oh well, yes. It first started with me in 2017. I was driving actually. I went to it's funny. I went to Popeyes and I went to get some chicken and when I was driving, I actually passed out. And
Man.
God is so good because when I woke up, my steering wheel was moving by itself, and I drove to my house, but I
Wow.
wasn't driving. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and I saw the car actually drive and turn into my driveway, and right after it happened, Geico called me and was like, "You were in a hit and run," and I told him, I said, honestly, I don't even remember doing that. I know that when I looked at my dent, I mean on my hood, I saw the dent, but I don't even know how that happened.
Wow.
And yeah, and they told me, well, we understand, come meet with me. And I talked to a guy, I guess he was like in a higher position with Geico. And I told him the story and he was like, honestly, I believe you. He said because he had a partner in the military who dealt with epilepsy. So he helped me out. But since then, I was dealing with specific things like falling out and sarcoidosis, which was inflammation in the brain and the chest.
Okay.
Yes, and since Kim, she always looked out for the neighborhood. So once she found out about that, she made sure I had my turmeric shots and my salad. So I just appreciate her so much.
Now, Scotty, when you first was diagnosed, when you went through your initial episode, what were your immediate changes, and did it help you immediately, or did it over time? Did you improve?
I had to first undergo medication, and due to the medication, I still was like having fallout spells or whatnot. And that's when I found out, it was basically due to like the inflammation in my brain and in my lungs. So I was advised to start changing my habits, and it was kind of hard for me because I love fried chicken and
I know that's
certain
right.
food. Yeah.
Yeah.
And can I just say too that Scotty is really diligent about his body and staying healthy. I remember when a lot of times people mean well, their intentions are good when it comes to giving advice, but I remember him saying, well, such and such said I shouldn't take the medicine, I should do. And I was like, no, you need to take your medicine. I said, because I have issues, health issues too, and I have to take medication for. And I remember him saying, sis, you have auto. And I said, yeah, I've had it for a long time. He said, I never knew that. And so that's one of the things that he and I bond on. Like we bond on, when are we juicing? He'll come up and I'll be like, I roasted a chicken and made some spinach. Do you want some? Like it's, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come out and talk about it, because I think you need a village. Like I think you need support. Scotty's another one. He has a really good support system. His mother, his brother, his girlfriend, his friends. He has a really good support. It's important. Like, you need that. Like, I don't know how anybody can do this without having that type of support.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Scotty, when you found out that Kim was going through similar issues, you had those days when you didn't feel so good, or you didn't feel like maybe getting out of the bed, what did Kim do for you and your psyche as far as, what, I got to get up, keep it moving? How has your relationship with Kim flourished just because of similar things you're going through?
Well, I was very comfortable because, she watched me from a child until now, and one thing she did tell me was you got to change your diet. So, with her salads and going to like Whole Foods and Trader Joe's and things like that, I was able to learn that you need your vitamin C, you need your your dark vegetables, and so many things that you can do to like keep the inflammation from spreading,
This brother stays on the research page. He, as a matter of fact, I've learned stuff from him. He'll call me up and be like, "Sis, did you know you should be drinking warm water?" And I mean, I look, I drink it and I look it up and I find out the benefits of drinking warm water. So, he's brought a lot of information that has helped me into to my situation too. Because early on, I didn't want to tell people. I think we can be embarrassed, right? Because we want to be perfect. We want to be well. We don't want to be sick. I didn't share a lot of stuff. That's how I'm close with him. He's my little brother. Like he said, I've known him since he was born. His dad helped raise us. He didn't know I had issues. Like, it wasn't it wasn't something that I shared with a ton of people. And again, the reason I'm out here now is because I need help, and I want to be able to help other people too. And it's not, I feel bad sometimes, even going on a hiking trip. The ladies are wonderful. They never make you feel bad, but sometimes they'll be like, "Kim, maybe you should sit this one out." And they're right. They're right about it. But it doesn't make you feel good that you got to sit it out, because you can't necessarily climb up that particular mountain because it's hard. But I understand that I have some limitations, and I have to live with them and fight through them, because that's what we do, isn't it, Scotty? We fight.
Yes,
I know that's right. Now, Scotty, and how are you? And I mean it sincerely, because we don't get this enough, especially like you said, and Kim mentioned it earlier, where brothers will submit how they're feeling to people who they're around, who they consider like they can't confide in. How are you feeling now?
Well, I've grown to be stronger because with me, as soon as you have like seizures, and I try to denounce that in the name of Jesus, but as soon as you have them, like, it can attack you. Everything you used to do, you can't do. Like, you can't drive. They it's a lot of things that you may not have, and you just have to get stronger. And that village is important because sometimes you got to get on that bus. Sometimes you got to get an Uber to your doctor's appointments. But me, I was always used to being the person who took my mother somewhere or doing that, so it's strength, and you just got to keep going, stay prayed up,
Yeah, but we had this conversation at work a couple of weeks ago, me and my close friend Essay, and I had mentioned it to him because, especially as again with guys, we feel like, oh man, we can handle this, we handle that, but sometimes you got to sit back and allow people to help you. We want to be strong and do this and do that, but sometimes you need help, especially at your most vulnerable time.
Yes.
And I think especially as Black men, we feel, we had this stigma where, oh, whatever we feeling, we just keep inside. But I think sometimes you just got to say, hey, man, I need help. I need somebody to talk to. I need somebody to confide in. And I think that's great. I think with this episode, we accomplished a lot of that because we're allowing people to, you know, express how they feel. People giving positive feedback, information. The whole warm water thing, you got to explain that to me because I never heard of that.
Yes. So with me, it was so many triggers. And I was like, well, maybe it's the circulation is not getting to my brain or my body. So what can I do to stop the cramps and certain things? So I looked up Chinese medicine, and yeah, over there they like warm water, and not hot water, but warm, preferably because it relaxes the muscles. Yeah, so by your muscles, due to the contraction and things like that, it's different for us because we have different climates and things like that.
Yes.
Yeah, but you drink a little warm water in the morning, you'll relax your internal organs. So that's what I try to do in the
Really?
morning.
I've never heard of that. I've never heard that.
And Google it.
Hey, Scotty, I ain't asked you to come in here and drop no jewels, man. I never heard of that.
He got them. He has them. And I'm
right.
So remember my struggle with the latte, I'm sorry, the cappuccino and the oat milk. So in the mornings, as I said before, it's a struggle in the mornings, it's a struggle at night. But in the mornings when I wake up and I want something warm, because I'm used to that warm cappuccino with oat milk. That's right, the warm lemon water. Yep, that's it. We do it too, right, Scotty? Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I never heard of that, man. Wow.
Yeah.
But in the morning, I crave something warm to warm my body up. So that warm water, that warm lemon water, it helps to warm my body. And I can't have those cappuccinos, but once. And I drink that warm water, and it helps to warm my body up.
It makes sense though when you really think about it and dissect what Scotty's saying. That is true though.
It's true.
It makes a good point.
Yep. Yeah. And another thing we were doing was the black seed oil, which I was like, and then he was like, go get the pills. Go get the pills. You don't have to take it's the oil right inside the pills. So I do that too. Yeah, he's a wealth of information too. We share a lot of stuff. I do the food thing and he gives me maybe you should be doing this and maybe you should be doing that. So
and Kim may not tell you, but she has a machine where she juices she uses for juicing. And and when you with your body, she has specific kinds like the beet juice or the turmeric. Those are my favorite because that keeps the body warm. And like when you have too much cold in your body, the turmeric kind of like relaxes your muscles. So when she make them, I run to them.
See, here's the thing, and I know I'm maybe not like a lot of people. The turmeric, I've absolutely tried it, but man, I cannot get next to the taste of beets to save my life. And maybe I should get over that. I can't stand the taste of them.
Have you ever had?
Huh?
You ever had them pickled? The pickled beets?
No, I don't think I want that.
You should try. No, let me tell you this. Okay, so one of my favorite foods that's a probiotic, that's a natural probiotic, not a pill, is kimchi. And it smells, people don't like the smell because it's a ton of garlic. My mother, African-American woman, used to actually make kimchi and dig a hole in the backyard and store it in mason jars and cover up until it was fermented. So I eat kimchi like a couple times a week.
I've seen that. Yeah, okay.
But I don't like everybody's. The one that Costco has is the one that I love. But the smell, and it's sometimes like I don't believe that you should do anything that you don't want to do. Like if you don't like beets, stay away from beets. But you got so much more. Like one of my favorite juices to make is Swiss chard, flaxseed, pineapple, and ginger.
Wow.
Anything with ginger is amazing. So you got apple with ginger, whatever vegetable you like to do. I do parsley and cilantro, but I also always try to do organic when I'm juicing, because you'll be drinking pesticides. That's how I look at it. So I try to do it, organic. But you can, whatever fruits, if you don't, whatever vegetables that you like, you can juice that. Like, I'm not for, anybody trying to make me eat peas, because I don't like peas. So I'm not eating those. Lima beans, Scotty and Dave like that, and Fred, I don't eat.
Yeah. Lobo Fitness and Bernita said add pineapple and or apples to the beets. Now, I may be able to try that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I went out to, this is a true story. A couple of years ago, I went out to a fight in Vegas. So I went to this Korean restaurant, the one where you can make the food in front of you, on the table. So I never tried kimchi before. I could not get rid of that kimchi smell in my nose for like 3 days. I tried it. It was all right, but I'm like, I could not get, it was like it was stuck in my nose forever.
Sometimes I think it's coming through my pores.
Yeah. I'm like,
so strong, but it's so good for you. I'm telling you, 10 calories for a 10 calories for a bowl. And then the other thing is, I have issues with, everybody in my family has had high blood pressure. I have issues with extremely low blood pressure. Like, it's really low to the point where I get dizzy. I can get dizzy sometimes. So my doctor is like, you need to eat some olives. You need to eat something with sodium in it. I don't cook with a lot of salt, but I have to have some healthy stuff that has some sodium in it. He said definitely takes time to get used to that.
That's true. That's true.
I love it. But I'm telling you, if you get the right one, the one from Costco is so good. Like, that's a really good snack for me. And probiotics, they do so much for your gut bacteria that you wanna. And if you can get it from food, if you can't do that one, then you can also do pickles. Anything that's fermented. Sauerkraut is good. You gotta, if you have issues with high blood pressure, you probably want to watch the salt. I have the opposite, so I don't really have that issue. I need to actually, use some salt, not added table salt. You never want added table salt. Celery, ginger, and pineapple. That sounds really good too. Celery is so good for you. That is so good for you. We need to have a juicing talk. Good Lord.
That's true. Hey, maybe that can be one of the next episodes. And
do it. Keep us all healthy.
I'll tell you what, I've learned so much in this episode. Again, I appreciate you guys coming on. It's been great, very informative. And I know people who are listening probably learned quite a bit. Scotty, anything you want to say before we roll out, man?
Well, I just want to first off appreciate you, and always, I love my sister. She look out. I will say this, just be careful with the sugar.
Okay.
The sugar is the main thing, and also calcium buildup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you can, stop that, you'll heal yourself from a lot of things. But that's pretty much it. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate y'all for coming on and dropping the knowledge, and hopefully we can share it to a lot of people and help a lot of people on their wellness and health journey. So, Kim, as always, you're great.
You,
yes, indeed. I love you too, man. I appreciate y'all coming, and we're gonna do something else. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna talk about. We probably got so many things to talk about in the future, but we'll get together and talk about it and see what we come up with. But I appreciate y'all coming on. And,
love you, Scotty. Thank you for being my little bro. Appreciate you both. Thank you so much for allowing us to tell our stories and possibly help somebody else too. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. And everybody, I appreciate y'all checking out this episode of the Peaceful Disturbance.
Y'all have a blessing. We'll be back.
All right. That's right. That's right. All right.
Happy everybody.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye.